Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I hope you had a nice break. Just to give you a heads up, Screwllum is coming out. I don't know if you're tired of hearing this or not, but that's what we're going to talk about in this video. It's been a while since we've had any news about the release of Screwllum. We also touched on the kit information that Screwllum is supposed to have a while back. Unfortunately, Hoyoverse decided to give most of the kit to Dr. Ratio, which meant we had to put up with the delayed release of Screwllum. Time passed, and I almost forgot about Screwllum until a new rumor about its release started spreading on Reddit. While the truth of this rumor is still unclear, it got most players, including me, excited and eager to wait for Screwllum again. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want, but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Loot Bar. Loot Bar is the most reliable top-up platform, saving 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and an extra 5% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy a pack for 3,000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have cost $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in less than 3 minutes. All recharge will be done through the official channel with miHoyo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount.
Before we get into the news and speculation, let's take a quick look at Screwllum's profile. This is so that our brains can remember this character, who was almost forgotten by Hoyoverse. Screwllum, also known as Mechanical Aristocrat Screwllum, is an authoritative robot who is also member Thor 76 of the Genius Society and the ruler of his own planet, Planet Screwllum. At some point in the past, Screwllum was involved in a conflict with fellow Genius Society member Rupert Thurfer, who was attempting to end organic life with war. Ultimately, Rupert Thurfer was killed by another Genius Society member, Polka. With Rupert's death, Screwllum won the war and is still hunting down the remnants of mechanical constructs that remained loyal to Rupert's orders to destroy all organic life forms. Screwllum also had a falling out with Silverwolf when Silverwolf was able to crack Screwllum's computer code, but Screwllum was able to get around Silverwolf's code hacking. Herta thought Screwllum was the best hacker in the universe, with Silverwolf being the first person to match him. She had a lot of respect for Screwllum because she thought he was a great guy, a real stand-up guy with an amazing mechanical mind. He'd taught her a lot, so she put a portrait of Screwllum in her office. It's still unclear whether Screwllum will be released, as there's a lack of information on this topic. Based on what we know about new characters in the distant future from the HomDG Cat website, we can probably expect Screwllum to appear at the end of patch 2.x or at the beginning of patch 3.x. But remember, this is just speculation on my part, and there is no further information on when Screwllum will be released, so don't take it too seriously. But when do you think Screwllum will be released, guys? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. While the news of Screwllum's release still raises a lot of questions, Sakura Haven posted some interesting info on Reddit. It's about Screwllum's idle pose during battle, and also an image of a gear machine that seems to be related to Screwllum's combat animation. Assuming this rough concept post for Screwllum is accurate, it means there's been no change to the character design, which is good news for me because I like Screwllum's character design. But if I'm being honest, I'm actually hoping that Screwllum's appearance will be like the portrait inside Herta's office, where Screwllum looks authoritative wearing a white robe with a golden pattern. But I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you want Screwllum to look like? Please leave your comments below. We don't have any info about Screwllum's own kit yet, but if you look at the rough concept of the skill animation in the form of a gear, it looks like Screwllum's skills will be related to the mechanical system of a machine, which this animation will be very suitable for Screwllum's personality, which is a robot. Is the skill he releases in the form of a buff or a skill that attacks the enemy? We don't have any further information at the moment. As we know, Screwllum is going to be a 5-star imaginary erudition character. There's one other character we've talked about before, Rappa, who's also expected to be released with the same path and elements. While we don't have any new info on the rarity or release date for Rappa's character, some fans on Reddit have already started speculating that Screwllum might change elements and paths. This suggests that Rappa might be a 5-star character. And I think there's only a small chance that Screwllum's path will change because, in the lore, he received a blessing from the Aeon erudition, Noose. This means that his path is definitely erudition. I think imaginary is a great fit for Screwllum's character design, but after seeing the rough concept of Screwllum's skill, which has a picture of a machine gear, I suddenly thought that Screwllum's element might be physical. Yes, but this is just a guess, so let's not get into it too much. It's possible that Rappa and Screwllum's similar paths and elements point to one of them being a 4-star character. Since there hasn't been any word about Rappa's rarity among fans yet, there's a chance that Rappa will turn out to be a 4-star character whose kit will work well with Screwllum. I have to say, though, that the idea of giving Screwllum another element is pretty interesting. Up until patch 2.5, we didn't have Wind Erudition, Imaginary Erudition, or 5-star Ice Erudition characters. What are your thoughts on this? Do you still think Screwllum will be a 5-star Imaginary Hunt character, or is Rappa a better fit? Or do you think Screwllum is better suited to holding other elements? Let us know in the comments. A while back, we talked about the initial info about the kit that Screwllum would have. As it turns out, the release of Screwllum was delayed. So Hoyoverse decided to give the basic idea of the Screwllum kit to Dr. Ratio, who ended up releasing it ahead of Screwllum. If we look back at the rumors about the Screwllum kit and compare it to the Dr. Ratio kit, at first glance they seem similar, with a slight adjustment to follow Dr. Ratio's path, which is the hunt. If we assume Screwllum's path is erudition, we can expect Screwllum's abilities to have a wider coverage area than Dr. Ratio. Given that Screwllum's character has been delayed, fans, myself included, are expecting a more fantastic kit for Screwllum. I'm hoping that Screwllum will have a lot of damage. Given that Screwllum is a member of the Genius Society and is very intelligent and wise, I'd like Screwllum to have abilities that can utilize all kinds of weaknesses that the enemy has. Or maybe Hoyoverse will introduce a new super meta mechanic for Screwllum. Either way, I'm optimistic that Screwllum's kit will be impressive, so that we're satisfied with the release after waiting a long time. What are your thoughts? What kind of overpowered kit would you like to see for Screwllum? Let us know your ideas in the comments. Okay guys, I think that's a wrap on this video. Please leave your comments in the comments column and don't forget to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.